7:48. It's time for our Sports Insider. Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealer. Here he is, Danny O'Neill. Wow, 14 innings. And the table was set at least twice with the bases loaded and two sluggers coming up. But, I'll have to tell you, having been at the game, it was still exciting. I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Well, Dave, if you came back and said, well, that was a yawner, and it went 14 innings, I would tell you that we need to find a different sport for you because that's about as good as baseball gets.
Exactly.
You had two different times where the Mariners were down to their final out, and they managed to tie the game. It was absolutely, look, the resolution isn't quite what we wanted. Would have liked to see the Mariners pull it out, but it's a pretty good game.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it bad that I left before the very end?
It's not great.
Shoot.
At the same time, that's 4 innings of extra baseball you stayed for. That's almost 50% more baseball than you had budgeted for in your time.
That's actually true.
And you didn't miss anything.
Right.
You missed the Mariners losing.
I did make a calculation that once they stranded those 3 guys on base, despite the 2 sluggers, that it was probably not going to go our way.
Which, at that point, is a rational decision. So, in terms of demerits, this is pretty minor.
Okay.
It's pretty minor. It could have been better, but absolutely you can have your head held high. You did not embarrass the family name.
Thank you. What is the floss cam? This is the first time I saw the floss cam. Who made that a thing?
God, actually, I have no idea.
Well, I think it comes from Fortnight, right? So the kids to play the game, they get dances, and what I find out is my kids, you can pay for dances too, which is ridiculous.
Which is different than what you might expect when you say pay for dances.
Yeah, my 9-year-old.
At the end, you can get a gift that's the character in the game will do different types of dances, running man, all sorts of stuff. The floss,
yeah.
So anyway, the summary of my experience at the ball game yesterday, which was I think my first this year, is that you have a combination of, because we were in the suite, so it was a combination of conversations with clients, which were great.
That's called schmoozing.
The floss cam, which was kind of interesting. The hot dogs, the tomatoes caprese, the chips, the popcorn, the brownies.
That's an old ballpark staple, the tomatoes caprese.
And then once in a while,
what the hell is that? Is that mozzarella and cheese?
Yes, it is. And then I would with balsamic vinegar encapsulated in little membranes to look like caviar. And then occasionally you'd hear this roar go up from the rest of the stadium, and I would look down, and there was a ball game going on.
Yes,
for 14 innings.
For those of us that don't get to be in the suites, do you get to still drink beer after the 7th inning? Because if you go 14, you might want an extra
one. It's actually a point. Like, at what point in the extra inning games do they open up the beer stands? Because they don't, but should they? Because they cut it off in the 7th.
Yeah, after the 7th.
Hard cut off.
The refrigerator in our suite remained unlocked for the entire game.
Wow. I should have gone to yesterday's game.
Now, with the hoi polloi, without in the masses, once it goes to the 12th inning, should you get like half inning, we're opening the beer stands again.
And you only get one.
Yeah.
Just because you never know when it's going to get.
I know.
But
my recommendation as someone who would have had to drive home among some of those people would be no, don't do that.
But just one beer.
No,
But think of the alternative. Like some people I might know who are actually me, is right before the 7th inning stretch, you get like 4 16-ounce tall boys of Coors Light just in case. And then you take those home with you when you're not, and then your son or wife drives.
There's always one scofflaw.
No,
There's
you're
always
planning
one
ahead.
guy who doesn't zipper merge and ruins it for the rest of us.
That's the Boy Scout in me. I'm being prepared for extra innings.
Oh, yeah. I see.
He's got a cache of beer.
He's got the
Smart.
IPA merit badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny.
You bet. Have a good weekend.
Next time we'll talk about sports.